Well, it's about 10:30. I did the video and already published it. This bike is complete and ready to go, but I decided to take this float bowl out and off and clean and replace the needle, gas needle in there. Let's see if that stops that leak that we saw when we started the bike this morning. So I'm going to put a new needle valve in there. That's all. Okay, I've got the float bowl off. I mean, it's not that hard. It's a couple of screws. You got to take the gas lines off, but then you can drop it down. I'll show you something. This is the new won't sink float. And if you, let's see if I can get up here where you can see what I'm seeing and see what I'm doing. Let's see. Okay, that's good. If you hold this down, okay, press this down, and the float should be just below the level of the float bowl when you press down on the float, not the needle, but the float. Okay? Now see this one? Seems like it's just a little bit high. That could cause the problem we're seeing. Press it down, and it's right up there by the edge. So I'm going to lower this a little bit by raising this seat. I'll put a new needle in it anyway. But that fits down in there tight. And pressing down on the float, it should be about, I'm going to say, 1/8 or so of an inch below the level here. Okay? So I'm going to raise the seat in order to lower the float. I'll show you how. A couple of things that are interesting. First of all, this is the needle that came out of here. It's a brand new needle, just came with a kit. And there's a ring around it. Let's see if I can see that. Why? On a brand new needle. This wipes off, but I don't like it. Okay. Don't say anything about my nails. I know I shouldn't, but I do. Okay, so that's just interesting. I'm going to replace it anyway. I've got more of these. Second thing, I'll show you how I clean this area in here. Okay, hang on, I'll be right back. All right, what I use is some very fine valve lapping compound. Okay, I take that and I put a Q-tip into it, get a little little stuff on the end, and then I go into the valve seat area and clean it out like this. Nice and shiny. I like shiny. Okay, now if you can see down in there, you can see it's nice and clean. Okay. Sides, bottom, the whole 9 yards. I like that. All right, I'm going to get a new valve, put this thing back together. Okay, this is a brand new gas valve needle. We're going to put that in. We're going to go over and we're going to set the float height. I will carry this over here, raise it up, go over here, and we will adjust the needle height here. Okay, so what we're going to do me open the field so I can let you not see my arms as bad. All right, this guy sits on here very nicely. He sits in here very nicely, like so. As soon as I get the little bar in the little hole. All right, now with the bar in place, I'm hoping you're seeing this. Yeah, you are. Press down here and see that the float is just below the level here. Now, the way you lower that float, first of all, you can bend these tabs. I am not a tab bender, okay? I think that's why they made them out of metal, so you could actually bend the tab. I'm not going to do that. Take that out, put it here upside down, and using a punch made purposely for this purpose, which is this one right here, it actually fits into that tiny little hole down there and hits the edge of that seat, okay? So what we're going to do from this side, we're going to tap down and lift this seat up. Now you can see it's pretty close. I can just eyeball them and see it's pretty close. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap that down. But first, he said with a grin, we heat it up. If you don't heat it up, then you're just going to beat the bloody heck out of it, and it's not going to move. But if you heat it up nicely with a heat gun, you should be able to tap on it gently, and it'll raise that seat. How hot should you get it? Basically, too hot to touch it. If you burn your fingers, you're there. All right, now you have to be real gentle. Put this into the little, that's hot. Put this into the little bitty hole. It just barely catches the edge of the seat of the valve. And that's all it takes. It might even be too much. Let's take a look. Now I can see that that's a little higher. I don't know if you can, but that seat is now just a little bit higher. Focus, 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 come on. Catch on. So let's see what happens when I put this in. That thing is hot. Ow, 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 ow. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, 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 hot. Now let's see what happens when we push down on the lever. Okay. It may be a little farther down, but I'm going to go farther right here. Just drop that out there. I'm going to give it another tappity tap. Excuse me. A tight fit. Okay. I think I raised it a little bit. Let's check it again. once again. It's actually pretty good, but I'm gonna hit it again. Get a little burr on there. This thing gets used for other uses. You need a good sharp edge. Okay. One more time without gusto, just barely. Come on. I'd like to go a little too far, then I tap it back down. I'm surprised this is fighting me all the way. Let's warm it up again. I think my little handy dandy punch is going into the hole. This doggone bowl doesn't have the lip that I'm used to finding down here. It's actually going through the orifice. We'll do one last shot, and then I'm going to become a, so I can feel it hitting right there. That's the ledge. Right there, just that tiny little bit. Oh, it's going into the hole. All right, I'm going to give up. I can't land on the edge of that hole, which is usually visible through this hole in here. It usually sticks out. I can put my punch on it and catch it and tap these down, but this one doesn't have it. You just can't see the seat in there. So I'm going to default to bending the tab, and I don't like to do that. Now I need to, let's see, I need to lower the seat by bending the tab up. Let's see. Note bending the tab down. Bend the tab down, right, just a little bit. I don't like doing this. See, that makes this specific to this carb, and I don't like that. But I'm going to try this just a little bit and see what matters. Okay, it wasn't much. Thing is still too hot to touch. All right. Let's see where it lands now. All right, see the difference? Now with it like that, with it just barely bent down just a little bit, it's that far down from the edge, and that's perfect. All right, so as much as I don't like bending these tabs, that's what I ended up doing. I much prefer to raise the seat, but I couldn't do it on this bike, or on this carb. All right, I'm gonna stop now while I put the bowl back on the, get ready to put the bowl back on the carb. All right, one last observation before I put the carb body back on the float bowl back on the body. This is a modified stubby wrench, stubby screwdriver. I cut off about this much, you know, the round part. I cut that off to lengthen this part, and then I dished this top with the grinding wheel. So when I get underneath the carb, the inside screws, the ones that are difficult to get to, this fits up in there perfectly, and I can sit there and hold it up with this finger and rotate it and get the screws in a lot easier than trying to use a standard stubby or a long screwdriver. So anyway, it fits on your finger and goes up behind the, let's see if I can show you. It goes up behind here, just beautifully, and sticks down, and you can do that with your finger and put the screws in. See that? Isn't that kind of cool? That's its sole job in life, is to put the inner screws into concentric float bowls. All right, let's put this bowl back on the bike. Now, if you find it tight here and it's bugging the heck out of you, don't hesitate. I'll show you, hang on. These get smushed. These areas here get smushed. This one especially gets smushed by the screw being tightened, okay? So, just take an X-Acto knife and just carve around the edge. Get rid of that little bit of smushiness. That's a scientific term, smushiness. That's much better. It's riding on my little finger here. Okay, leaving it a little loose. Get inside, put the other one inside. This is always the fun one. Shouldn't drop out more than 6-8 times before I finally catch a thread. 5-minute job. Just another one of those many 5-minute jobs. I love these 75s. There is no room to work around this air cleaner. Get a hold that screw up in there. Why get the screwdriver onto it? All in here. All you have to do is find the Phillips head. It's in there. It's not on it. I hope you're enjoying me watching me do this as much as I am enjoying doing it. Stupid little screw in the back. Okay, finally, I think I'm in the Phillips head screw. But I can't tell for sure. Gee, there's not more than 40 or 50 other things I'd rather be doing than messing with this silly screw in the back of the concentric. It is in there, I think. I am turning it, I think, and it is tight, I think. All right. Oh, and the fun just never stops. Okay, now to get the gas line back on. Another adventure. Okay, that side's started. Let's go do the other side. See if we can get it started. Am I in your way? Probably. Let's move over here. It's not as good a view, but at least it's not of my arm. Boy, oh boy, something's wrong because it's going right in there. really easy. They never do that. That one started. The other one started. They are both finger tight. Let's do the other side and do a leak test. There we are, somewhere in that area. Always hold the body of the petcock, lest thou moveth it. All right, so let's do a tickle test. Okay. No leak, that's the good news. No overflow. Wasn't a leak, it was an overflow. All right. Do the other side, check that side. I have a good tickle on both sides and no leak. So that's as good. If it's not failing, it must be okay. That doesn't mean it's fixed, it just means it's not failing, but I think it's fixed. All right. I'm still going to call the bike done now. That's the last thing that was bothering me. So I think I'll just go publish this video and call her done. Get her done.